But moving over to Pittsburgh, man, kind of the theme of this is negativity right now. And I don't usually like doing that, but there's just things we've got to talk about that are not going well. The Pittsburgh offense is truly one of the worst I've ever seen. The Jets' offense is terrible, but that's because they've got their backup quarterback in. So you can kind of not excuse it, but you can say, like, okay, I get why. The Steelers don't have their backup in. Kenny Pickett is their starting quarterback, and they can't move the ball at all. They're just not good. This past week, Kenny Pickett barely reached triple digits in terms of passing yards. He had 109 yards through the air. That does not work in today's NFL. Pittsburgh did have 172 yards on the ground, but 74 of those yards came on one big run that busted through for a touchdown by Jaylen Warren. So outside of that, right, they had less than 100 yards on the ground. That touchdown run that broke free by Jaylen Warren was the only touchdown of the day for Pittsburgh. So save for a busted play defensively and a beautiful run by their seemingly backup running back, Pittsburgh couldn't score hardly anything. They got one field goal outside of that one play. Kenny Pickett is routinely out of sync with his wide receivers. And once again, the Pittsburgh Steelers, like every other game this season, were outgained in terms of total yards. Somehow this team is still above 500 and alive in the playoff race, but this level of play is just not sustainable. And folks have been calling for Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator, to get out of there for a long, long time. But, as much as his offensive scheme may not be the answer in Pittsburgh, I also think that the playmakers just need to be better. And, Kenny Pickett's got to throw the ball better. Receivers got to be able to catch. Offensive line has to make holes for the runners. I don't know. The Steelers' defense is good enough to keep them in games. And that seems to be the Steelers' MO. Like, just keep things really tight until late in the fourth quarter, where they can mount some sort of drive to get the game-winning field goal, game-winning touchdown. As long as the game is tight late in the game, they can sneak that final score and walk away with a W. I don't think that's going to work come playoff time. That's not going to work when you got to play against the Chiefs, the Dolphins, the Ravens. I mean, they've beat the Ravens this season, but I don't think that's going to happen again if they keep up this style of play. So I'm not entirely certain what the answer is in Pittsburgh, but, there's got to be something. Something's got to change, and I'm really not sold on anyone involved in that offense. I'm not sold on George Pickens and his, antics. Whether or not he even wants to be there is kind of in question. Deontay Johnson is solid, but the ball just can never get to him. Honestly, the only piece that I have any real faith in on the Steelers offense is Jaylen Warren, who has established himself as clearly the best guy in the backfield there over Najee Harris. But Najee Harris routinely is getting more touches. So I don't understand why the one guy on their offense that we can actually have faith in isn't getting the ball. Maybe you look back at Matt Canada for that one. But whatever it is, they've got a winning record right now. It's working. As long as they can keep that up, I think they'll be okay come the end of the season. But postseason, I don't know if they're going to be doing too well. Hi everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see the full episode, be sure to click the video right over here. And if you want to see more clips just like this one, be sure to subscribe to Water Cooler Quarterback. And if you want to follow me on any of the socials down below, you should go ahead and do that. Till next time, bye-bye.